Make no mistake, the dragon will appear before you when the time is come.
Look out, Arisen! We're under attack!
Look here, you beast! Come and face me!
Dragon's Dogma 2 from Capcom has a serious shot to shake free of its underdog roots, forcing itself into packed Game of the Year conversations in the process. Back in 2012, Dragon's Dogma was an oddly timed yet ambitious title that was largely overshadowed by a game called Skyrim. But it was also ahead of its time in nuanced ways and rich in character and story, quickly helping it gain a cult-like following. Now, Dragon's Dogma 2 presents a sprawling third-person open-world RPG that is staggering in scope, both because of its sheer size and the organic developing storylines, and world with an emphasis on spontaneity and time as key mechanics, tapping into what made the first game such an underrated success, meshing well with modern technologies and innovating in the right areas, is no easy thing to balance. But Dragon's Dogma 2 seems to have the ingredients necessary to be a classic. Graphics and gameplay. Visually, Dragon's Dogma 2 is captivating. Littered with different biomes across a vast world and besieged by random feeling weather and vicious wildlife that reacts unexpectedly, it's hard to look away. Sure, the game isn't flawless in the sense every texture is perfect or every rock or cobblestone unique per se, but when it all moves in motion, it's a blast. The lighting and shadows are fantastic, particularly in forests, while things like fire pop off the screen and physics sway realistically. Overall, there's a bit of an artistic flair to the presentation that refreshingly steers away from attempting to look super realistic. The effect is profound, especially in those moments when players explore darker, mysterious areas or ancient ruins. It sure doesn't hurt that the sound design is almost fantastic across the board, other than some hiccups and voiceovers which might boil down to personal preference. Really, the soundtrack, especially in battle, is grandiose and the combat packs the necessary punch. The story and world are a little like the combat systems above, basic sounding and expected, yet compelling when viewed as part of the greater whole. Players are in Arisen, marked by a dragon they must overcome amid strife between two kingdoms, Vermund and Battle. The story isn't bad at all, and some of the characters encountered, even smaller minor ones with bit roles to play, will leave a mark, but at times, it does just feel like a necessary backbone to get out in that world, because that world is perhaps the most awe-inducing combination of sheer massive map size and density found in games yet. That sounds like an exaggeration, but the world is big, stunningly so, and players don't get very far in it without interacting with something. It does feel like a lived-in world due to the day-night cycle, with NPCs not staying in the same spots and seemingly going about their daily lives. Time is a critical mechanic, and refreshingly so. Very early in the game, players can obtain a side quest that asks them to go save a character. But if the player, say, gets distracted or wants to go in checklist order, they may stumble upon the person's corpse they're supposed to save because too much time passed.